What's up, guys? So this is a brand new video I'm doing. I want to talk about this concept of black love. It's a concept that is really important to me because I feel like it's something that's positive for black people. But in the context of this conversation, I'm going to talk about black love, what it is, and I'm going to talk about maybe alternative lifestyles within this conversation that are a part of it that don't get the same type of they're never part of the conversation when it comes to black love. And what I mean by that is, let's see, first we have well, first I should probably talk about what black love is. So black love is a big concept of two black individuals who are in a loving relationship of any kind. Now, those two individuals could be LGBT, they could be, they don't even have to be a monogamous relationship. It could be a polyamorous relationship, like with multiple people. As long as they're in a loving relationship, loving and healthy relationship, then that is black love, or that's what it should be. Now, I think when we talk about black love, it's always a very binary man and woman, no, straight woman and straight man in a relationship together. Now, that's very narrow. Like, that's super narrow. Like, there are many people within the black community that don't necessarily fall into that same like structure, because some people are poly. I know plenty of people who are poly. I did not know. So I wasn't aware there's a lot of black people who are poly, but that's a real big thing. That's a big concept. And there's LGBT like me. Like, there's black gay men and black lesbians and trans and like there's and bi. Like, that's a whole other subject too. Like, there's a whole concept of like black love is not a binary monolithic thing, but unfortunately the way the media and how our community paints it, you would think that it was a monolith. Like, it's just these two things and that's it. Like, it's in this very strict box. And for people who aren't in that box, they feel left out of the conversation. I know I felt left out of conversation plenty of times. People talk about it because you never see it. So let's talk about, I guess, alternative black love. So for me personally, that would be gay black love or black gay love, whatever way you want to put it. The union of two men, black men who are in a relationship together. Now, this is a big concept because I think for our community especially, it's very tough to date within our race. Like, there's so many factors involved and so many different things that prevent us from finding other people of our same race in loving relationships. Now, I've experienced black love in the biggest way, I guess, the monogamous, long term, living together, sort of heteronormative in a way type of relationship. And for the most part, the people that were in my life and people outside of it were really they were so happy to see it, because it was very rare to see. You didn't see too many black gay men who were living their truth in a relationship together and in a healthy relationship at that. And for a lot of people that I had met or had met us, they're like, oh my God, you guys are so cute. Oh my God, I love you guys. You guys give me hope. That's the one that really got me. When people were saying stuff like, you guys give me hope, like, it clicked in my brain at that point. It was like, wow, this is bigger than me. And I didn't think that at the time. I mean, I had like a little spark, which my friend told me, y'all gave me hope. Like, I'm like, wow, people really look at us as kind of like this almost idealized relationship, because you don't find that too often, especially with being like healthy. Well, I would say our relationship was pretty healthy for the most part. I mean, it was some smoke and mirror. Well, I won't say smoke and mirrors. That's just painting it wrong. I would just say we were both coming in a relationship with different expectations, and those expectations didn't get met. We unfortunately had to part ways. But while we were together, we definitely were like this unicorn, because for myself personally, like, I hadn't seen like a whole bunch of successful relationships between two black gay men. Like, growing up in this community, I've just seen some of the worst things coming from black gay men being in union together. And it was saddening. I almost thought that it wasn't even possible. I thought like, oh, he's gonna cheat. Oh, he's gonna do this. Oh, he's gonna do that. He's gonna mess me over. He's gonna fuck me over. Oh my god, he's gonna do all these things. And oh, it's just like it's challenging trying to go out there in this world and say, okay, I'm going to resolve myself to find another person of my race to fall in love with. Now, that was partially my thing for a little while. I was like, I'm going to find a black guy. That's what I'm going to do. Like, but it was an unconscious, it was a very unconscious thing. It wasn't like I was just like, okay, on paper, it was just one of those things where it just happened that way. Like, but I knew there was some type of driving force behind it. And it made things difficult for my dating life because I know for me personally, as my previous videos have shown, like, I am not like on the menu for black gay men. Like, I know I'm not. And I've been told I wasn't, and I've been reaffirmed that I wasn't plenty of times. So when you're undesirable by your own race, it's like you have to really. Well, some people told me I should just settle with just anybody who wanted me, so that was fun too. Like some people I would meet, like, you just too picky, Michael. Just take anybody. I'm like, wow, I don't even have anything in common with this person, or we're not even in sync, or we're not even like compatible. Just take them anyway. God, like, just take what you can get. I'm like, wow, am I just that undesirable? Really? And for a while I thought that. I thought I was like, I am solely undesirable. So when I did meet my ex, when we did meet each other, I'm like, oh my God, this is kismet. This is special. This is divine. This is what God did. God sent him to me because of all the things I had been through prior. It was like finding a black and gay man who we both clicked on such a level was so like, it was serendipitous, to be honest. Like, I never thought that would even happen. So I would say that being black and gay and trying to date other black men has been difficult for the fact that I don't think that I am what they usually want, and my own insecurities play a part in this too. And it's just a lot of factors. I can go on and on about different factors, but this is not what this video is about. So when I did have it, people would say, hey, you have hope, and I was like this beacon of light or some stuff. I didn't say it exactly, but that's what I took it as because of how difficult people would tell me. And I know too, personally, just from like my own personal experiences, like dating within my race has definitely been challenging, to say the least. Like, I think that black people have so many things pressed upon us, like just societally speaking and within our own community, just so many things pressed upon us. And then we have our own battles with traumas and just so many other things that we're going through. And when you go in a relationship with all that baggage, it's not even baggage from like pre-relationship, just as baggage, your own personal baggage. I mean, all people do, but I think there's a lack of consideration and compassion. I think sometimes with black people, when we come together in reunions, like, we don't allow the other person to be their most vulnerable self. And I've experienced that too. Like, I've definitely felt like a lot of black gay men that I have met, I feel like I have to be like this super tough guy. Like, I don't have any emotions and stuff, and I'm just like, ugh, like, I don't have emotions. Like, I'm a soldier. I'm this, I'm that, I'm hard. And what's funny is that I was thinking about what was it? Jay-Z's interview he did recently, and he was talking about the exact same thing. How if you're hard and stuff, and you're just like super hard, and like, oh, I'm hard, you're not gonna be able to connect with somebody emotionally. And he said he wasn't able to connect with Beyonce emotionally because of the fact that he was so tough and hardened, and so many things he's gone through in his life and stuff. And I think that's probably one of the most profound things I've heard about this conversation when it comes to black love, because of the fact that we don't give that consideration to ourselves, first of all, and then we don't give consideration to other people that we're with. We expect the other person to come into a relationship already being like, I don't know, well-adjusted in a way that's not, what's the word? Like, it's not realistic. Like, if you've had traumas in your life, you're not going to be a well-adjusted person. Like, you're going to have issues. Like, that's just what life is. And I love the fact that Jay-Z was very vulnerable when he said that, because we painted Beyonce and Jay-Z be like this. They are, oh my God, it's black love. It's Beyonce. It's Jay-Z. He loves her. They're monogamous. They're this and that. And then we found out that he was cheating on her. Like, he cheated on Beyonce. So at that point, I'm like, no one's safe. No one is safe. Like, if Beyonce got cheated on, everybody is up for grabs to get cheated on. But Beyonce and Jay-Z represented a black love at its highest capacity, and for it to be tarnished the way it was, I guess, was eye opening for a lot of people, because people place Jay-Z and Beyonce on such a high pedestal, and I guess they played into it too. It's a part of their brand. Like, their brand was black love, and I felt like I kind of had that same type of like responsibility too. Once with my ex a long time ago. So I'm all over the place with this video. This video is all over the place. I'm very sorry. So I talked about like being black and gay. I talked about, I forgot about when we talk about black gay love, I mean black love in general, we don't talk about like poly relationships. There are a lot of people who are poly who are in love with different multiple people. And that's never a part of the conversation when it comes to black love, like at all. Like, it's almost like it's in the underbelly. Like, I didn't know there were so many black people who were poly, and there's nothing wrong with that. Poly works for people who are able to sustain relationships with multiple people. And we put so much of a high premium on monogamous relationships. And that doesn't work for everybody. It doesn't. It doesn't work for every single person. It does not work for everybody. It does not work for everybody. I'm sorry. Monogamy isn't for everybody. You have to do some soul searching and figure out what works for you. Like, if you're a poly, you need to make sure you figure out if this works for you. If you're a monogamous, then you have to figure out that works for you. I remember my therapist asked me, well, was I poly or mono? And I thought about it, and when I really sat down and thought about how I feel loved and how I want to be loved, I knew that would only come from just being with one person. And that's fine. But I feel like some people just aren't honest about what they want, or they just go with it just to go with. Like, I saw a lot of people who go with, just to go because they feel, okay, well, I love him, so I'm just gonna go with this whole like poly thing, even though it doesn't work for me and my emotional how I'm set up. Or the other way around, like people go who are poly and they know they're poly and they decide like, oh well, they're monogamous, so I'm going to try this monogamy thing. No, don't do that. Like, no, don't do that. Like, figure out what you want and what you need from a relationship, and if that means being with multiple people and find multiple connections with people, then do that. And that's still black love too. That's still black love. It's healthy. If it's healthy and reaffirming and it's positive, that's what black love's all about. It's not about relationship goals or Instagram pictures or celebrities, all that jazz, all that garbage. Because I'm glad that Jay-Z and Beyonce were honest about the relationship, because it definitely took this like, it definitely pulled like the curtain away. Like, it pulled the curtain, like, okay, this is what's really going on. Like, it's not all, crystal and champagne and upgrade you and crazy and little. Like, it's actually like we have some real stuff going on. Like, I'm not connecting with my wife emotionally, and she's feeling unloved and all that stuff. Like, that's what happens. And I'm glad they pulled that away and was like, okay, this is this is what's really going on, because I feel like people were just definitely placing them on such a high pedestal for reasons that were just so not even based in reality. Like, I don't know, just black love is supposed to be, I mean, yes, it's special, but it's not like this monolithic thing. Like, it's multifaceted. It should be multifaceted. It should encompass whatever relationship structure that works for the people that are involved. And relationship goals sometimes can be a little like stupid anyway. Like, that should be a video by itself. But my point is that don't allow the media and Instagram and all that stuff to define what black love is to you. Black love is whatever you define it as long as it's affirming and healthy and positive, then do it. Poly, mono, gay, straight, whatever works for you and makes you happy and fulfilled in your relationship. That's what you should do. That's black love, not that Jay-Z, Beyonce foolishness back in the day when people were trying to hype them up to be the greatest thing that ever happened to the black scene as far as like black two people together. Don't fall for the hype. That's what this video is about. Don't fall for the hype. Find out what works for you. Don't fall into the stereotypes, and don't fall in the cracks. Like, just define it for yourself. All right, so that's enough on that. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'm gonna probably do a couple more tonight, so just stay tuned.